Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all.
All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store.
This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, first story up. So let's talk about the Chicago Food Services woman that was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Now, you guys remember I talked about this story in Top of the Blogs, I feel like last year. And we had found out that 68-year-old, let me see, how old is she? Some of this I'm going by memory. I think she's 68 years old. Yeah, 68-year-old Vera Liddell. Vera Little or Liddell, she was the food services worker that was in charge of ordering the food for the children during the pandemic. So you guys know how when the pandemic and everybody was still at home, the kids were going to school from home. Well, those kids still were being fed by the schools because, you know, there's a lot of families that are in poverty and cannot afford to feed their kids, and those kids would have been in school, so they would have been eating at school. So it's already been budgeted, you know, out of the money to have these lunches provided. So they were still providing school food to these kids, even though they were learning from home. Apparently, Vera Liddell was the one that was responsible for ordering the food for the kids to be made. And so what they said that she was doing, because remember when we found out about this, they said she had stole like $1 million worth of chicken wings. And I was like, the fuck she doing with that? I mean, I know Harold's is out there making a killing, because we got Harold's out here too. Okay. Is Harold's like a big time chicken wing place out there? You know, they're pretty popular here in Atlanta. But anyway, I'm just like, I know it's a whole bunch of chicken wing places, but damn. Okay. So it was a strange story, but now that we find out more about the story, let me just tell you what she was doing. So she was ordering the food, the regular food that she was supposed to order for the kids, and then on separate orders, she was ordering from the supplier chicken wings. And they said she did it for pretty much, I think it was like January of 2020, sometime mid-time 2020, all the way up till like 2022. So she was doing this for a while, okay? And she would order the food, but she would order these chicken wings separate, and then the money was getting budgeted. I mean, the bills was getting paid, and I guess nobody was really paying attention like that. Then they found out, see, I think Ms. Liddell was not up on the fact that the budget is done every year and that people eventually are going to look at these account streams and realize that something is off kilter here. Okay, there's always a check and a balance when you're dealing with this kind of money. So they was looking and they found out that they overshot the budget $300,000, and they were just like, well, how does this happen? Because, you know, I guess they had already had everything allocated the way that they wanted to. So they started looking deeper into it. They realized that she was ordering all these chicken wings. Well, that ended up raising another red flag, is because the schools don't generally order wings. Okay, they say that there's a choking hazard because of the bones, so that's why they only order boneless wings and, you know, nuggets and things like that. So once they saw that all these orders and these huge orders of wings was happening, they realized that somebody was stealing. Okay, and they was like, and you niggas like chicken, so no, they wasn't. But they started to look at Miss Liddell, and child, they found out that, yeah, she was the ultimate, she was the person that was ordering these large, you know, these large quantities of chicken wings, but they were not making it to the school. They said that they have her on surveillance. The food service supplier was Gordon Food Services, and they said that they knew who she was because of these huge chicken wing purchases, but they got her on surveillance camera that she would come and pick up the chicken wings in like a district van. So the school's van, she would go and pick up the wings, but she would never bring that food back to the school. Okay, So they have her video picking up the food, but they ain't got her video at the school bringing the shit in. So it was like, where is the food? And that's when they found out that she was being, that she was stealing. So she ended up pleading guilty on Friday, August 9th, for theft and operating a financial criminal enterprise. Now, when they say enterprise, that means company. Okay, that means you got this shit organized. It wasn't just you coming in there stealing a few bags of wings or a case of wings or some shit like that. It means that you had an operation that was fully regulated, like you had it the way you wanted it and you was running it for them 2 years. Okay, so while I know that there were people that was feeling sorry for her and saying that 9 years, yeah, 9 years does sound extensive, but then when you start thinking about all of that went into this was a fully planned out scheme to fraud the school, taking food possibly from the mouths of these kids. Well, not necessarily, because I mean, they were still eating and all, they were still getting the food and all, but yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, folks just can't be, you just can't be doing shit like that. You know, with good time, I'm sure she'll, you know, her sentence will be lightened a little bit. But, yeah, $1 million in chicken, well, that is a whole bunch of fucking meat. Because that's why I was just like, what is she doing with the meat? But yeah, now that I see that they got it detailed exactly what she was doing and was calling this an enterprise. Yeah. Okay, it's one thing to be stealing food and, you know, giving it the whole Robin Hood approach and stealing from the rich and feeding the poor. But she wasn't really feeding the poor. Okay, she was really lining her pockets with the money that she was getting. And you know, at the end of the day, that's illegal. That's not your stuff. That's not your property. That's not your food. It's not your money. It's none of that, but you made money on it. So, you know, and 68 years old, you kind of too old. And you know, you old enough to know better. You know, you old enough to know better. This shit can go left any minute. So, and it finally did catch up with her. So, yeah, but how y'all feel about it? Do you feel like 9 years is a lot? Now, 9 years does feel like a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel like a lot, but I can't really argue argue against it when, you know, you were doing what you were doing. But you guys let me know what you think about it. 9 years for stealing chicken wings. Let me know what you think. All right, you guys, let's talk about this judge. Let's talk about this judge that had the kids come to the courthouse yesterday and did not like how one of the children was behaving. Okay. Now, there's a nonprofit organization that is called, y'all be hearing all my papers, the Greening of Detroit. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is in Detroit. Shout out to Jay Lee. Hey girl, how you doing? Anyway, they went on a trip to the 36th District Court. Okay. And this was just a trip for them to learn about the legal system, you know, just kind of know about all due process, how all of that works. And while they were there, they were in this judge's courtroom. His name was Judge Kenneth King. Okay. And they were in Judge Kenneth King's courtroom, and apparently there was a 16-year-old girl there that kept falling asleep. Okay. And I guess he addressed her eventually and was just like, you know what, if you keep falling asleep in my damn court, it's going to be a problem. That's just me. That ain't the word by word, but that's pretty much what he said to her. Now, you guys know, like I know, how 16-year-olds can be. If they're anybody like my daughter, you know, I'm sure she probably would have had a mouthful for the man too. So the girl had a lot to say back to him. And he did not like that. You guys, I done told y'all, I done work with these judges, and I'm gonna tell you, these judges are big on respect. Judges do not allow any disrespect. Okay, they worked hard to get this position, and you gonna address them as the judge, and you gonna respect them, and it's all yes ma'am, yes sir, yes your honor, you know, all that. Don't even slip up and call them Mr. King. Okay, no, it's Judge King to you. Okay, so I know how judges behave in their courtrooms and what they expect and everything, and I'm willing to bet that the Judge King is from the old school, and he really is not fixing to do this with no 16 fucking year olds. So he got irritated with the fact that she had all this lip, so that he had her get handcuffed and switched out of her clothes to jail uniform. Now, The question that I asked you, was that too much? Yes, that's too much. Okay. One, these kids are not in the legal system. They are there to observe the legal system. Okay. And the fact that these kids from this organization, you know, they're learning about it. Yeah, I don't know if this tough love the approach that he was trying to have was the most appropriate thing to do. Because why are you putting this child in handcuffs and all she did was had a little bit of lip? Okay. Teaching a lesson, you could have taught a lesson a different way, in my opinion. So, you know, people were like, you did all that because a girl fell asleep in your court. And he was like, no, I did not do that because she fell asleep in the court. He was like, because that happens all the time. Okay. He was like, I'm not sensitive to that. Even lawyers fall asleep in my courtroom. Okay. And I was like, I can attest to that. I done seen people fall asleep and be knocked out, dead sleep on the Zoom camera, child, just laid out. Boy, I sure miss my days in court, y'all. We used to have some good times in there. But anyway, he said no, but he just did not like the fact that she had a whole lot to say like that. And that's not the way you kind of behave in the real world. And I guess this was him just trying to teach her and all. But no. If I was her parent, I'd have been pissed. Like, no, the fuck you didn't handcuff my child. Okay, no. So, I don't feel like this is the last we're going to hear about this. If this story picks up any more steam, he going to be apologizing or something going to be done happen there. Okay. Because now you done took it too far. But I mean, I know that these kids, trust me, I know how a 16-year-old girl's mouth can be. Okay. But I'm going to need my man to figure out a different way to chastise and correct the young 16-year-old girl. Now, do you guys believe that, you know, I just believe that there was somewhere else that the man could have landed in between, you know, the extremes, either doing nothing or throwing the girl in jail. Like, I mean, what can we, or putting her in a uniform, what could we have done in between those two? Landed a little bit more in the middle. Okay. Yeah, I would have had a problem with that. Would you have had a problem with that? Y'all let me know. All right, I ain't trying to scare nobody or nothing, but they say that the World Health Organization has declared monkeypox outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. Okay. Now, I don't want you to get too excited, even though I know here in Atlanta, I've heard a couple of, every now and then I'll hear something about somebody in the hospital on the news with monkeypox. Okay. I feel like I've heard like 2 stories or something like that happening here in Atlanta. But, or was it monkeypox? I feel like it might have been. I feel like it was monkeypox. Y'all don't let me get the lying, because I didn't put that in my notes. But what I did say in my notes is that the big man in charge down there to the World Health Organization, the World Health Organization, said that there's an upsurge of the virus in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and that is growing in a number of other African countries, and at an alarming rate, and that a lot of people are dying. So they want to make sure that all the different countries are aware of this, and that everybody does whatever they need to do to make sure that it gets stopped before it gets spread globally. I mean, we just came off a pandemic, and you know, and then depending on who you ask, that pandemic is still happening. People are getting COVID and getting sick. I mean, it has been, you know, one of my friend's wives is a nurse, and she was saying that the hospitals is back full. Folks got COVID bad again. This new strain, or strand, whatever they call it, is very stubborn, even though it doesn't last as long. But people are still getting sick. People are still getting hospitalized, and people are still dying. Okay, so you still need to be careful. But they're trying to keep another damn pandemic from happening. So, you know, to keep this from jumping continents and starting to hit other people, he's asking that they scale up the coordination with the other nations to make sure that they can wipe it out. Okay, so I'm just giving you guys a little alert. And if you start hearing about monkeypox in your neighborhood, you guys already know that your Auntie Roxanne told you. Okay, Auntie Rocky let you know. Okay. And be safe out there. Seriously, though. Be safe out there, okay? Next story. All right, you guys. Now, first, what I'm going to do here is before we even tell this next story, I'm going to need everybody to just do a quick prayer, just to open your minds, your hearts and everything, and not give you that, you know, not give you that spirit of sarcasm, that spirit of sardonic rolling of the eyes. We don't need any of that. We need everybody to approach this next story with an open heart. Okay. All right. So Pastor Keion Henderson of the Lighthouse Church in Houston, they say that is one of the biggest black churches, mega churches out there right now. And we know who Pastor Keion is. He just recently married Shawnee, Shaq's ex-wife, you know. And she is now a first lady, and we see videos. They seem very happy, and they've had this mega church, and that's mega successful out there in Houston. Well, you guys know with these different rounds of hurricanes that we've had, Hurricane Beryl came through Houston and basically tore apart the church. Okay, flooded it out. Church, it wasn't coming out right. Flooded out the church, tore up a lot of the building. Scaffolding and shit was falling. I mean, not scaffolding, but drywall and ceilings and shit was falling in. Very bad damage to the tune of $20 million, somewhere around there. Okay, so they're not able to hold church there. He has been having his church sessions at Joel Osteen's church. Okay, been borrowing the church to operate there. However, they can't stay there because Joel Osteen has a full congregation of people, churchgoers too. So they need to do something about their church. Okay, so Pastor Keion said at Sunday evening service the other day that that the Lord had been told him, this is where I need you to be open-hearted. Okay, he said that the Lord had been told him that he said that the Lord had been gave him a vision to raise $4.4 million in just 3 weeks so the Lighthouse Church can be restored. He said that they are in the greatest challenge, the toughest test that the church has ever faced. And now he is asking his members from all over, because they stream their services, so he could potentially have members all over this world: California, New York, Florida, the UK, over in Africa. Listen, if everybody out there, not even everybody, if 2,100 people gave $2,100, they would hit their $4 million. I calculated it, you guys. It's somewhere around almost $4.5 million, a little bit less. If those 2,100 people gave $2,100 to the church, then they would have the money to at least get started on fixing the building until the insurance adjusters, because I know that's what the next question was going to be. Well, what the insurance doing? Okay. Well, you know, insurance don't happen like that. It ain't lickety split. Okay. The insurance adjusters got to go in there, investigate, make sure that there wasn't no foul shit going around. Nobody tried to do nothing. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it was a hurricane. So it's probably just a part of the process, but they can't do anything until that happens. But in the meantime, while we waiting on the insurance adjusters to get the money out, and trust me, these insurance adjusters, they gonna try to find everything they can to not give you that damn money. I don't give a damn if it's church or not. Okay. But, and you better believe they about to get dropped by the insurance after they finish with all this. The insurance gonna let y'all go. And don't let it be State Farm, honey. When they broke in my house, after all that, I hadn't been paying State Farm for 15 fucking years. Not 15, for 12, 13 years, however long it had been. And they dropped us. We had never made a claim or nothing, and they dropped us because somebody broke in our house. That's how them insurance people are. Anyway, child, I'm getting off. I still ain't got over that, you guys. But anyway, so yeah, he wants to get started on the work there because they need to be able to move their congregation back into their church. Okay, so it's all very understandable. It don't sound like he's trying to grease his pockets, because I know people was like, you know, folks ain't. But I mean, it's a mega church, so you know that these mega churches are mega big with mega money, and yeah. there's that. I mean, I'm sure he has a whole bunch of celebrities at his church, you know, so maybe some of them will kick in the dollars, you know, if they're a believer and, you know, support their home church. Maybe they'll be able to do it. I know I got some rock stars here that actually go to Pastor Keion's church. Cabaret, I know, remember you telling me that you went there, and there are other people that go there as well. So you guys let me know, you know, did y'all get y'all 2100 together? And did you, you know, was money order? Was it a check or a cash app? Okay. Yeah, your pastor needs your help out there. Y'all go on and do what you need to do so you can get back in your building. All right, you guys, next story. So, they're saying that Lonnie Love and Tyler Perry are in some sort of beef with each other. And I'm assuming that's because Lonnie Love spoke out like many other people were doing and saying how Tyler Perry has great subjects in his movies. However, he's never quite able to bring it to fruition the way that the viewers would love to see him doing it, because it's always bullshit. And, you know, basically the man can't write, and that he need to get new writers to go into the writing room and kind of help him bring his vision to the screen, but in a better way. Okay. And to me, I've told you guys plenty of times what I feel when people are peers and when they do the same thing. To me, it's just best to not speak on it, because it just sounds sort of like hater, even if it is the truth. Okay, it was just sort of like, bitch, who asked you, you know? So if I was Tyler Perry, I probably would have felt a way about that when she said that, because now here it is, somebody that's part of the community saying that my shit is fucked up, not just people that might not be privy to the ins and outs of movie making. Okay. So yeah, I probably would have had a feel about that too, but you know, it is what it is. Now Lonnie Love is coming back and saying, you know, people are saying that me and Tyler Perry have beef. No, we don't have beef. You know, we are friends. I'm friends with Tyler Perry. But to me, it was just like, well, if you friends with him, it's one thing to just stay quiet. You ain't got to agree with him, but you ain't got to be out there saying shit like, you know, he need to get better writers. Because basically what you're saying is the shit was fucked up. Okay. So while she's saying that he's probably friends with, you know, they were probably friends, and, you know, friends in Hollywood could just be associates. It just could be somebody that you met a few times. You know, I don't know if they going out and hanging out and running to the bar and happy hour and laughing and calling each other, you know, every few days and all that. But she's saying that no, she doesn't have any ill concerns or will towards Tyler Perry, and that the feeling is mutual. I was like, are you sure about that? Now, we've all complained about Tyler Perry and his movies and his shows and all of that, but I'm gonna tell you why Tyler Perry don't change up his formula. Tyler Perry's formula works because he has supporters that is going to watch what is. Some people out there, you can't never make them dislike Tyler Perry. Okay, I have extreme respect for Tyler Perry for what he has been able to do. I'm not a fan of his movies either. I didn't even watch his TV shows. I didn't watch really nothing of Tyler Perry's but Medea. I've told you guys that plenty of times. But what Tyler Perry does works. What Tyler Perry does works. And the reason why I say that is because they're saying that Divorce in the Black made Amazon Prime, that was the highest viewed movie on Amazon Prime. It brought in all of these new members. I think they said it was like 4 million views of that movie. And I'd be willing to bet that most people did that because we were all talking about how ridiculous the beginning of the movie was. Okay. And so, you know how they say sometimes good news is good press and bad news is good press. It don't matter. This is how it works for Tyler Perry. That's bad news or bad press. However, it's good press because that is going to make you go and watch the movie. And, you know, there's chances are that you still might hate the movie or you might like the movie or whatever, but that's how he wrangles people in, and it works for him. Okay, and like I said, he still has his true blue. He got his true blue audience that is always going to support him. So Tyler Perry, and you know, I know Tyler Perry recently came out with like where he started from and showing his apartment and his building, you know, and the car he lived in and his first stage play, and just talking about what was the you know, how he came to be where he is today. So, I mean, you can't help but love Tyler Perry for that. I mean, that man did come from meager beginnings, had some rough spots in his life, but look where he landed now. So, I don't know, Lonnie. I guess my suggestion to you is maybe you need to talk to Tyler and make sure that y'all good, because I don't know. How would you guys have felt? Like, if you got a homegirl that's, you know, supportive of you or whatever, and then they go out and say some shit against you, I mean, you gonna feel away. You know, you might not take it to heart, or you might not be that hurt about it, but you might still be like, oh, bitch, I see you. You out there, you got a whole lot to say about me these days, you know? Yeah, no, I think Lonnie is, I want to know what Tyler got to say. And Tyler's not going to say nothing. You know why? Because Tyler, he going to keep on doing this. He going to keep on making this here, y'all. He going to keep on. And y'all can talk out there with your failed talk show. Tyler said he ain't got time, child. And then lastly, I guess this is a Quickies reality love and hip hop kind of version of Quickies. Y'all, Carly Red, what is wrong with Carly? I said, crackhead Carly Red still out there lying like she do. All right. Y'all saw that interview with her. She was in her car, and I don't know who the interview was with. Maybe somebody from the Shade Room, or maybe it wasn't. But she was somebody was interviewing her, and they were asking her about her fiance, or she was talking about her fiance. Again, this might be going on the show. You know, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, so I don't know if these are stories that are they putting out there just so people can have more viewership of the show. So something to keep in mind. But Carly was like, yeah, her and her fiance got together. On the first date, he told her that he got somebody pregnant. He wasn't sure if the baby was his, you know, because you couldn't tell. Okay, that's what she tells the lady. You know, because you can't tell. But he said that he didn't know if the baby was his, but he might have a baby on the way. So according to Carly, he told her immediately. They did later find out that the baby is his. Now, from what I understand, the baby still ain't born. So, you know, it's been 25, 23, 25 years since I had kids. So, I mean, is there a way now that they're finding out the father of a child before they're born? I mean, I'm sure there's probably a way to do that. But is that a normal, regular test that they do all the time? I don't know. Okay, some of y'all that done recently had babies and paternity issues and shit, y'all tell me whether or not you was able to find out before the damn baby was born. Okay, but anyway, yet and still, she knew that she having the baby, and she say she good friends with the baby mama. She don't have no ill will towards the baby mama, nothing like that. You know, they gonna be one big happy family. Then Carly gonna turn around and fix her mouth to say that she gonna be pregnant too, and she gonna have a boy. I was like, Carly, okay, Carly. I just, girl, why you is too fucking old to be up here on this social media talking this kind of foolishness. Not saying that the girl can't get pregnant and that she can't select, because if she does in vitro fertilization, you know, there is a process where you are able, first of all, it has to be successful. You have to have viable babies up in there that can survive and everything. And then if you have triplets or twins or something like that, and they're different sexes, then you're able to pick the sex. If you only want to have one, you can get rid of, okay, I know how all that goes, y'all. But something inside me tells me that that is not what Carly is talking about. You know, and she was very like, I'm going to have a boy. Oh my God. I was just like, she should be embarrassed to still be on this show doing this kind of shit. Really, Carly? Girl, you is, first of all, can we get down the aisle? Okay? Because how many times Carly been engaged on that damn show? Too many to name. We know that that is Carly's MO 100%, to get her some new man, and then for her to be crying, okay, and then everybody feels sorry about what this new man did to her. We done seen it with Double A. What was I used to call him, man? We saw it with Life. We saw it with Young Jock. We saw it with Double A Mo. Is that what I used to call him? Arkansas, Alabama Mo. Yeah, Double A Mo. We done seen her go down this road 100 times. Girl, ain't nobody believing that shit. Oh, I tell you, Carly, it's really embarrassing. That girl got to be, well, they say 51. But for a minute there, I think she was lying about her age, too. You know, that's what they love to do. Her and Rashida over there. And speaking of Rashida, what about Erica? Going to, now this is a clip from the show. Erica finding out from Bambi, from, girl, what is the lady name? Mama D, that Jasmine, who apparently is the baby mama of D-Lo's baby, remember the one that he had with the girl. Remember, we wasn't sure if that was really a true storyline or not because they never ever mentioned that kid. Well, now the girl is on the show. And, you know, we saw a couple of weeks ago, I saw a clip of Rashida sitting down with D-Lo, and I was like, ain't no way you would have me sitting down with my husband's mistress. Now, it's one thing for me to just be like, okay, I'm gonna work it out with my husband. He done had this damn baby, but I'm gonna be there and all that. It's one thing to do that, but you ain't fixing to have me up on no fucking show looking crazy. They sitting there, they arguing whether or not he trying to take the baby or not, you know, whether or not he come visit the baby or see the baby and all that. You know, and while Rashida's there, Rashida's just like, listen, you guys shouldn't be going through this. You know, the baby gonna be loved when it's with us. You know, you two need to work it out, okay? Rashida trying to be the responsible, respectful mother with her old stupid, childish ass husband and this girl. As soon as Rashida walk out the room, then all of a sudden shit changed. Oh, he kind of flirty with her now, okay? And you gonna come, you gonna let me see the baby? Yeah, I mean, you want to see the baby? You gonna come to the door and you gonna have clothes on and you gonna be naked again? Oh, nigga, you ain't said none of that when Rashida was sitting there, but all of a sudden y'all tee-hee-heeing about the fact that the bitch come to the door with no clothes on? Yeah, D-Lo is special. But anyway, so Jasmine apparently must have been told Mama D that D-Lo be over there, you know, faking the funk, you know, acting like he don't want to be with her when he want to be with her. All right, I'm just giving you guys the recap real quick. And so Mama D tells Erica. So Erica, because she's so good friends with Rashida, I guess, Erica take it upon herself to go to where Jasmine and her homegirls are at some lounge out here and confront her. Oh, girl, let me know what's going on with you. What's going on with you? She was like, what's going on with me? What's going on with you and D-Lo? It's like, oh, you know, well, why you asking me about D-Lo? Well, you know, what did you say? Who did I say? What did I say to who? What did you say to Mama D about D-Lo and Rashida? She was like, why don't you go ask Mama D? No, because I'm here asking you, bitch. Erica, why you there asking this girl? Why you madder than Rashida? If Rashida can't be bothered about this shit, girl, why you done took your ass down there? She done went to the club, tried to confront the girl, and her mama there, you know, operating on ignorancy, screaming and yelling. The mama, you know, she telling mama, sit down, mama, sit down, because she want to run over there and beat up Jasmine. And Jasmine is who's beautiful, by the way. I was looking at her, I was like, you are really striking. Like, I understand why D-Lo, you know, he loves pretty girls. I mean, Rashida's still pretty. I know people still talk about her bags or whatever, but Rashida's a beautiful girl. That ain't nothing that little makeup can't take care of. And this girl Jasmine is beautiful too. But anyway, Jasmine's just like, you're weird. Like, I don't even know you. Why did you? And that was my whole thing. Erica, why you thought taking your ass down there to see Jasmine? This ain't got shit to do with you. See, that's why I can't stand Erica, you guys. And then lastly, you guys, while we still on this Erica shit, remember I told you guys a couple of videos ago that Scrappy and Bambi is softening us up for reconciliation? Okay, did you guys see them flowers that Bambi sent Scrappy, thanking him for being a present and always involved father? I know some people will say, Roxanne, that's just her just trying to, you know, thank him for doing what he's supposed to do and all. I still feel like they are trying to tell us that them two are going to eventually get back together. Okay? That's just how I see it. So y'all just, when they do finally get back together, y'all gonna think about me and what I told y'all. Okay? That shit is coming, y'all. All right, you guys, that is it. Fixing to run in here and get my food. I'm doing pretty good on time. and take it on back to the office. All right, make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you come back. Till next time, Roxstars.